Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Vail Daily Live. I'm Trisha Swenson, coming to you live from the Vail Daily Studios here in Eagle Vale, Colorado, and we'll be with you for the next 90 minutes. We're going to be with you 7 a.m. till 8:30 Mountain Standard Time, so you can catch us now live. You can participate in the chat if you want, if you're watching via YouTube or Facebook. Or if you didn't get up early enough, you can always catch us on demand via YouTube, via Facebook. You won't be able to chat with us then because we'll be long gone. But you can also catch us on Roku, on Apple TV, Amazon Fire, and we're a podcast on Spotify. And don't forget to subscribe on YouTube or like us on Facebook so you get the alerts of when we're going to come live, so you can stay with us throughout the show and learn about what's happening. We want to be your source for what's happening in the Vail Valley this week and beyond. It is Monday, the 21st of June, and we actually have quite a few things going on today throughout the county and on the show. We'll be talking to Vail Symposium about voting in America and their program that they have going on tonight. And we'll also let you know about Eat Chat Parent and how they're going to be doing Move Chat Parent. Their event will be on Wednesday. And then the Claggett Ray Gallery in Riverwalk. We'll be talking to Bill Ray about some of the works that they have in the gallery. And Meredith will be live from Vail. Ashley will be in Riverwalk. And there's a lot of events happening around town. It is going to be pretty much a full week of summertime events. We're really kicking things off with the events over at the Ford Amphitheater. And that's where we'll start out with Meredith. She's going to let us know about the Hot Summer Nights concert series that's coming up on Tuesday. And also Bravo returning to the stage as well. But let's get right to the weather, give you some details on how you can plan for your day, and then we'll check in with our remote host. And it looks a little hazy out there, obviously just due to that fire out by Sylvan Lake, which is south of Eagle. And we'll get to that in the headlines, but that's why we saw some pretty amazing looking sunsets. It's kind of bittersweet. We get these really cool looking sunsets, but it's for kind of a bad reason. The fact that we have so much smoke in the air. Temperature wise for today, we're going to see things starting out this morning right around 50 degrees in Eagle. We have 52 for Vail, Edwards, and Avon. And then our high today will be around the upper 70s for Vail and then warmer down valley. A lot of sunshine there. And the wind not as strong as it was yesterday. Yesterday we gusts up to 30 miles per hour, which did not help the fire situation at all down in Sylvan Lake. But we'll have winds out of the northwest about 5 to 15 miles per hour. So shouldn't be too bad on those road bike rides if you're going to be traveling along Highway 6. For the next couple of days, we'll see, some of that patchy smoke come in and out today and the next couple of days. And then for your Tuesday, areas of smoke before 1 p.m., then areas of smoke kind of after 4 p.m. And sunny and a high, a little bit warmer tomorrow. We'll make it into the low 80s. And then Wednesday, a little bit more cloud cover. And by Thursday, we could see an increased chance of rain showers. We could always use the rain out here, especially with our fire danger being so high. So do keep in mind that we are in stage 1 fire restrictions. If you're going camping, campfires only allowed in designated fire rings. This weather report is brought to you by Betteridge Fine Watches and Jewelry since 1897, and they're located in Solaris. But let's bring it outside. Let's find out what it's looking like out there on this beautiful morning. We've got Meredith standing by. Or who are we going to go to, Rachel? I got Rachel behind the controls here. She's directing me today. Are we flipping a coin?
Yeah, hold on 1 second.
Okay, hold on 1 second. We're a little frozen. Hold on. Take a sip of my water here.
What about Ashley?
All right, we'll try Ashley. Ashley,
Hey.
ding, 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 ding. You win
Hey,
today's
good morning.
edition of Which Host Do We Go To First?
Yeah, I win. Sorry.
Oh, wait, I can't hear you, though.
Oh, you can't hear me?
Uh-oh. Page unresponsive.
I can hear you.
Okay, hold on.
Should I
All
just
right.
start
Looking
counting?
lovely, ladies. I can see you
2,
backstage
3.
on Restreamio here. That's how we're doing things through Restreamio. So sometimes we're at the mercy of technology. Sometimes we're at the mercy of the internet going out, but it seems like we are fine as far as that's concerned.
Let's go to a quick break and
Okay.
then I'll come right back.
You know what? We're going to go to a quick break. We'll come right back and we'll check in with our remote host. Stay tuned. Or stay tuned.
dream of owning land near the biggest lakes, tallest 14ers, and the best gold medal fishing in Colorado? How about right in the heart of ski country? Would it be worth a $75 raffle ticket for a chance to win it? You can own land in Twin Lakes and help St. Vincent Hospital Foundation raise funds. The drawing for this half-acre residential lot is June 24th. Buy your tickets today at coloradolandrush.com.
All right, we are back with Vail Daily Live. I'm Trisha Swenson reporting from the Eagle Bell Studios in the heart of Eagle County. But to my west, I have Ashley in Riverwalk and Edwards, and to my east, I have Meredith standing by at the Ford Parks area. And looks like we got Ashley on first. Ashley, I love it. We got the movie theater behind you. We have some summer releases.
I know. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, we can hear you good.
Awesome. Yeah, this is really the reason I'm set up here. Well, one, because they have great movies and great popcorn and all kinds of great snacks, but mostly because in the Riverwalk, this is where the sun comes up first. And so even though I was just checking my phone, it said 51 degrees here in Edwards. I like to seek out the sunshine first thing in the morning because standing in the shade, it's a little chilly, So anyway, just trying to warm up, and this really is such a great spot to come, especially to beat the heat in the afternoon. And I know we have a really fun segment coming up with an expert of ours in the studio all about some of the great films that you can see this summer and her recommendations. So I won't go too far into that, but yeah, beautiful morning, Trisha, really fragrant. And you really can't smell any smoke here in Edwards. It's just kind of nice and clear. You can see that blue sky behind me. We've got some of the fly fishing guides getting ready to take some trips out. You can see that boat behind me. Look at this. See that boat? They're always getting ready to head out first thing from Edwards. So I think it's going to be a beautiful day here. And it looks like, getting those temperatures in the 80s. So looking forward to less wind today.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I heard that speaking of the fire and the smoke in the air, you had ashes on your car this morning.
I did. Yeah. Tom and I were, we were really keeping an eye on it. Like as soon as that fire broke out yesterday, it's about 10 miles from where we live in Eagle. So of course we are keeping very close tabs and then starting to gather up all of our important paperwork, get some food, ready for the dogs, get the extra, have just a suitcase of clothes, some water, some food, things like that are just ready to go and ready to grab at a moment's notice. But it's just the reality now.
I know, a new reality. All right, but happier topics. I know you celebrated your mother's birthday this weekend.
Yes.
Your brother and his wife came into town. What did you guys do? How did you enjoy the weekend?
We had the best time. We spent some time down in Eagle, and then we did the Glenwood Canyon bike ride, took those guys out there. That was really cool. And then we also went to the art show in Lion's Head and ended up getting some brand new art for the house. So excited for that. And it was just a beautiful setting, and it was nice and cool. And so especially with them coming from Florida, it was really special to go and just be able to kind of cruise through the village. And actually I took them over to the Betty Ford Alpine Gardens and showed them around there because it's just so stunning. And I was like, you guys, this is just like a donation based place. Isn't this gorgeous? And they were just blown away. So beautiful.
And we're gonna be checking in with Meredith, and she'll let us know kind of what the flowers look like. But it's amazing what they could do. And we were just ahead of frost warnings. It seems like just a few weekends overnight. But Meredith, what does it look like over there? You're near the ball fields. You've got Ford Park, the lower bench behind you.
Yes. Well, I too am chasing the sun. So don't let my pea coat be deceiving. I will be taking this off very soon. But yes, it's chilly when it's 6:30 in the morning and you're getting set up in the shade. But so I'm over near this incredible area over here by the amphitheater, the Ford Park, the Betty Ford Alpine Gardens. I mean, it's such one of my favorite areas. It's just filled with nature and the sun rising over the Gore Range. So right behind me, I have the Ford Park, and they have a lacrosse tournament, the Vail lacrosse tournament, starting the next 3 days. And this tournament's huge. It's all across the valley, and it brings in about 2,000 players, 3,000 spectators. So it's a huge lacrosse tournament. I was actually at the Westin last night, and I saw a bunch of the families starting to roll in. And I also had such a great weekend with my family, celebrating my dad. You know, it was Father's Day yesterday, and I wanted to share the show has its impact because we didn't really have a plan. And after they watched the show yesterday morning, they're like, all right, we're going to the farmer's market, and then we're going to the Weston barbecue, and then we're going to go to Sunset in Avon for
That's
the
great.
concert.
Yeah.
So-
So we all planned their day.
Exactly. And I rolled right along with it. And so we had such a great day thanks to Vail Daily Live.
Yes, yes. Those activities for Father's Day for Rob Steinke were brought to you by Vail Daily Live. No, that's
Exactly.
awesome. I'm glad. And you know what? And that's the thing, is just taking advantage of everything we have. You know, I tell people, you know, I went grocery shopping yesterday because I was like, once the week starts, I'm not going to have time. You don't have time to grocery shop, do laundry, anything, because you're too busy out and about doing fun things. And this week really, really kicks it off with everything happening at the Ford Amphitheater. Hot Summer Nights happening on Tuesday, Bravo returning on Wednesday or Thursday. And then on Wednesday, Avon Live will be the concert series. So we have Sunset Live on Sundays and then Avon Live on select Wednesdays. So a lot of live music, and a lot of it is free.
Yeah, I feel like that's our thing for the Valley now. Live music. I mean, anywhere you go with all across the Valley, you're going to find live music.
Yeah.
So I think that is just so cool that we're able to really support artists now after a year of no live music.
Yeah.
And we can just get the vibes up, get the happy hours going, and really support these artists across town.
Well, yeah, and you know what? That was one thing we did actually have, you know, some live music last year.
We
Even
did
the
have-
little
yeah.
the little music box that Bravo put together, a little trailer that they could put a
Yeah.
grand piano in and a couple of musicians in, and yeah, and I know that live music has been a big thing at the Riverwalk Theater, especially during the pandemic and during the spring. Ashley, they were doing the music under the marquee on Saturdays. I'm not sure if they're still doing that during the summertime now. I'm trying to look at their Instagram and see what they've got. But they sure have a lot of movies. I just don't know if the music is still happening there. But I do know that they're trying to have music behind the Riverwalk, between the Riverwalk buildings and the river. I haven't heard who they're going to have, but there's plenty of musicians out there that would love to play.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I think something that was really appealing when I moved, you know, I spent about 10 years over in Summit County, and I was working, you know, over there for the TV8 station. And something that was really amazing when I came over the pass and made the Vail Valley my home was the commitment, number one, to public art. You just don't see it like this anywhere else. And then on top of that, the music, it really is amazing. This is not something that happens necessarily in all the other communities in Colorado. So the fact that it's so spread out, that you have some options in Edwards, you have options in Minturn, in Vail Village, you also, you know, you have things happening down in Eagle. It's really exciting that there's a lot that's going on each day of the week. And, you know, for my mom's birthday, what she asked for was music. She wanted more music in her life. And so instead of necessarily, you know, getting her something that she could, like, you know, play in her headphones, what we ended up doing was just getting her some tickets to some of the upcoming concerts, because they're so cool and the venues that we have are so incredible. And especially with her really kind of experiencing her first summer being completely open, I wanted to especially make sure to expose her to the Ford Amphitheater, and then also, you know, to Avon Live, and how special that we can, you know, we can buy those tickets, but then there also is so much that is just totally free.
Yeah, you know, and I just remembered that and Bet's band, they'll be playing at the Valar on Sunday, the 27th. So, yeah, there's so many different concert venues, so many different ways to consume your music out there. So, yeah, that's the biggest thing that I missed last year during the pandemic was the array of music. I got bits and pieces of it. I saw the little tiny music box that Bravo had. I did go to a few of the live shows, Phil Long shows, that sort of thing. But yeah, you forget how much you miss live music when it's kind of taken away from you. But ladies, we'll check in with both of you. So we have Meredith standing by over by Ford Park, the Gerald R. Ford Amphitheater, Betty Ford Alpine Gardens, and we'll have Ashley going through Riverwalk today in Edwards. But let's get to our headlines and let you know what's happening with that smoky haze that's in the air. Yesterday, we got the Eagle County alert, and the Vail Daily put out their breaking news alert about the fire outside of the Sylvan Lake area. And that's what's on the cover of today's paper. The Silver Lake fire burned southwest of Sylvan Lake State Park Sunday near Eagle. You can find that out on the cover of today's Vail Daily. These are the headlines for Monday, June 21st. And the fire near Sylvan Lake Campground quickly grows to more than 180 acres, prompting evacuations as air support and firefighters attack the flames. More on this on page A4. They talk a little bit about the stage 1 fire restrictions in Eagle County in today's paper as well. But also in today's news, Mountain Recreation begins outreach efforts. Improvements tabbed at $80 million feature recreation facilities in Eagle, Edwards, and Gypsum. Find out what their plans are and how they would like you to approve this on page A3. Also in today's newspaper, Betty Ford Alpine Gardens celebrates a new book. The Saturday event will feature a book signing and free flower seeds. You can learn more about the On the Roof of the Rocky Mountains book and the author that will be there in today's paper on page B1. And also it's Mondays, so we have Time Machine where we go back 80 years into Eagle County's history. You can learn more about this on page A2 in the paper. And we're also going to have Pam Boyd, who puts this all together with the Eagle Valley Enterprise. And Pam, do we have Pam on the phone now? Okay, Pam, I want to talk to you about some of these things. So once again, you told us that, last week when the Vail Daily had its 40th birthday, there was an article that Kathy Hiker wrote from the Eagle Valley Historical Society talking about all the different newspapers from, the 1800s. Of course, we had a lot of miners in the area and the big mining boom. Kind of neat to see that history. But what was interesting is the Eagle Valley Enterprise, our archives only go back to 80 years ago because of that fire, right?
Right. Yeah. It's kind of funny. There's been dozens of newspapers in Eagle County, and kind of the Eagle Valley Enterprise is the last man standing. But we get back to 1898, and we only have our bound edition archives through 1932 because in 1931 there was a big fire, and so we lost the archives, but the paper printed that week,
Okay.
Everything burned down around it, but the publishers of the Eagle Valley Enterprise managed to get it on the street that week. So yeah, we got a rich history. It's great.
Okay, well, and it goes back anywhere from 5 years to 80 years. And it looks like there's quite a bit of flight days throughout the decade, whether it's Get Your Cape On, the Cape theme for flight days, or Flight Days marked its 50th continuous year. That was in 2011. So a lot of talk about flight days, but 20 years ago, interesting, since Sylvan Lake Park is in the news, they're talking about Sylvan Lake State Park Visitor Center located at the fork of Brush Creek Road. Work was underway on that just 20 years ago. And now we're kind of worried about a fire in that area.
Yeah, Sylvan Lake State Park, it's been a state park for a long time now. It's been a state park for 20 years, but before that, there was private land at the forks, and it was part of the whole Adams Rib development thing. But various entities got together and put together a deal to purchase that land, and so we all get to enjoy it now as Sylvan Lake State Park, and the beautiful information center, which is located before you get to the forks, before you actually get to the lake. They started construction of that. So that was fun to find out.
Yeah. And then 40 years ago, tell me about this. So there were some complaints from the community about unattended Eagle County jail prisoners hanging out at the town park. Now, how does this happen?
I know, like you read Time Machine, I put it together every week, and you every week, you read something and you go, what?
I know.
Those things?
They're unattended. Like, how does that happen?
But, it used to be the jail was at the old county courthouse in downtown Eagle, that kind of iconic square building, it says Eagle County Courthouse, that now has like public health and environment in it. Anyway, but the jail was on the third story of that, and they had limited recreation options. So, I guess they figured the prisoners who they trusted could just like hang out at the park.
Yeah. Okay. Just have a nice time, guys.
We'll fly today. I can tell you that.
We'll see ya.
They didn't really fly then because it was in the paper and the town board was saying no.
Yeah. it's interesting to see what you could get away with 40 years ago. But then let's talk a little bit about 70 years ago, the Postal Service, they released the stamp depicting Mount of the Holy Cross. I can't believe it. Postage was only 3 cents back then. But that's kind of interesting that that's a beautiful stamp. And that's the picture that you use in today's paper too.
Yeah, here's a confession. Since I put together time machines, sometimes it's just what I'm interested in too. I kind of have a Mount of the Holy Cross artwork thing going. I don't know if you can see it, but behind me right there.
Okay, yeah.
That's Carmel Walden, who's a local artist. That's a depiction of Mount of the Holy Cross, and so I like to. I'm always interested with Mount of the Holy Cross things. But yeah, that was a national stamp, and it was to commemorate Colorado's 75th anniversary of statehood. And so I guess on Colorado Day, August 1st, the state will be 145 years old. And so it was interesting. Like, they thought about what was the most iconic things they could come up with that symbolized Colorado, and Mount of the Holy Cross was what the U.S. Postal Service chose. So yeah, that was interesting.
Along with the Columbine, the Capitol building, and of course the horse, the bucking bronco. And then 80 years ago, people were being told to enlist in the draft. It's amazing to think about June 20, 1941, and what the state of the world was back then.
Yeah, the draft had been kicking into gear over the past few months back 80 years ago, and so, yeah, local men who turned 21 were supposed to register with the Eagle County Selective Services Board. So,
all right.
World War II is looming.
Okay. All right. Well, Pam, thank you for putting that together and letting us know what is happening in our county in the past. And looks like Flight Days was kind of the big thing all throughout the years. And is that happening this week in Eagle? Is it back?
It is happening this coming weekend. And you can see all the details at eagleoutside.org. And it took hiatus last year, as everything did, but it's great to have Flight Days back.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, Pam.
We'll
talk to you next week. All right, Pam Boyd. She is one of our reporters at the Vail Daily, as well as the Eagle Valley Enterprise. We're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be back right after this.
It's back. The 81st Annual Eagle County Fair and Rodeo rides into town July 21st through the 24th. Enjoy the thrill of the Great Northern Affair Carnival rides daily. Great food, live music, 4-H exhibits, and more. Plus all the action of the PRCA Pro Rodeo. Friday and Saturday nights, kick up your heels with country singing sensation Buck Ford. Don't miss the action. Get your tickets online now for the Eagle County Fair and Rodeo.
We are back with Vail Daily Live, and we're going to take it out to Meredith Kirkman, who is standing by over in Vail, and specifically, she's over by Ford Park, the Gerald R. Ford Amphitheater, Betty Ford Alpine Gardens. All of this is east of Vail Village, so if you only just stay in the confines of the Vail Village, you never explore this beautiful area that's along Gore Creek, and we're going to find out what's going on. She's going to give us some weather details. Looks gorgeous out there, Meredith, this morning. I know it's a little chilly in the shade, but let's take a look. We've got temperatures. I know that we're looking
I've
at
got some sun peeking through. You can see the leaves of the shadows. So I'm actually at the top of the Betty Ford Alpine Gardens, which is one of the access points close to the Ford fields, the Ford Parks, where there's a Vail lacrosse tournament setting up. When I got here, there was no one, and now there's probably about 100 people on the field. So they are surely slipping into the field. But yes, we are going to have a gorgeous day today. So we have a high of 77 today, so will be plenty of sunshine, and luckily we aren't going to see much wind. It might pick up to about 12 miles per hour at some point today, but we had a really windy day yesterday, so hopefully we have a little bit more of a calm day. We do have a little bit of smoke in the air, as we've been talking about this morning, from the fire over in Eagle, Colorado, which is definitely, in the very close to our valley. So it always makes you aware of the precautions you can take to, be careful about any fires that you partake in while camping, but also just, the plan of action at home. But
Yeah.
we are definitely going to see a gorgeous day for all the activities today and throughout the week. We're going to see about 70s to 80s, and just, a few clouds here and there, but not too much precipitation in our forecasts. So, we'll take the blue sunny skies here.
Yeah. Yeah, we
And
definitely
this weather
will.
report was brought to you by Avon, the heart of the valley.
Okay, perfect. And speaking of Avon, I heard you were down at the Sunset Live concert last night.
I was. This was actually my first time this season, and it was gorgeous. As you had mentioned earlier today, sometimes the smoke in the air can make beautiful sunsets. I mean, that was very true. We had some gorgeous sunsets, and they have that concert timed quite perfectly to the sun. I will say, like, it went right behind the mountain, and it was their last song. But you can see everyone moving and
Oh
grooving there. Even
yeah, there's
the
someone in
guy on
crutches.
I know, you reminded me of myself, because I've been on crutches a few times myself, and that has never stopped me to move and groove and twist and shout.
Yeah. Oh,
But yeah,
definitely.
you can see just like the gorgeous warm tone. We had a lot of people on the dock, on the grass, and then of course on that pavilion. I mean, it's such
Yeah.
a hidden gem over there.
Yeah, and the Burnsville Blues Band was playing. How did they sound?
Yes, they were incredible. And my parents were giving me a little bit history on the saxophone player. And actually,
Oh
his
yeah,
name
Brent.
escapes.
Yeah, Brent Gordon.
Yes,
Yes.
and he's an icon apparently here.
Oh
He's
yeah. And I
playing
think
here for years.
he's gonna play at one of the concerts too in the next couple of weeks. So he'll have his own little show with the
Ooh,
saxophone, and he's got a great voice as
yeah.
well. And yeah, but that golden light, pretty amazing, nice for filming, but sad because it's created by that smoky haze. But yeah, but thanks for taking some video of that. Looks like a fun time.
Yeah, absolutely. I would definitely encourage, if you have nothing to do on your Sunday, it is the perfect thing. Our family is going to make it a little bit more of a tradition too.
Yeah. All right. Hopefully I'll see you down there. But speaking of music, I know your family also loves the Hot Summer Nights concerts coming up on Tuesday. And I'm so excited that this series is back. This series really couldn't, gather last year in its full capacity, but we're going to bring back all the crowds. And I think Tuesday night, really, it always is the place to be at the Gerald R. Ford Amphitheater. And Meredith, are you excited to go to this?
Oh my gosh, this is one of my favorite events, the Hot Summer Nights. Whenever I have friends in town or just my friends that live here, I always am the one that was like, Hot Summer Nights, come on. I mean, it's a free event, and it's at this world-class venue, if you haven't been, called the Gerald R. Ford Amphitheater. But, we have so many talented groups and people and performances that walk the stage. And so it is so cool that they are so inclusive to the community and put on a free Tuesday night concert. And so they've got a really great lineup this whole summer. But tomorrow, yes, they kick it off with the High Hawks. And the cool thing about the High Hawks is that they have members from a lot of different bands, including Leftover Salmon, which we know they're a local favorite, and then the Railroad Earth, Blue Sparks from Hell, Hardworking Americans, Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, and the Dead Fish Orchestra. They all have been played with those different bands, and they've come together, and they're playing their classics. They're playing their favorite covers, and apparently they've got a great groove together. So I'm really looking forward to the show.
I know. You know what? I didn't know that High Hawks was comprised of all those great performers from, these bands that have been playing here for years and are favorites throughout the circuit. So that's going to be super cool. And, a lot of times, sometimes you go for the band and you get right up by the pavilion, right up by the stage. Sometimes you're just hanging out on the lawn, just listening. But I think people are going to want to get down in front of the stage and do some dancing with this group.
Oh, absolutely. That's really where you're going to hear that best sound quality. They set it up with the speakers to hear it at its best. But of course, I mean, there's not a bad seat in the house at that venue. So you can bring a little picnic, you can get creative and bring a nice, crudité or some sandwiches, and you can eat it on the lawn. And then, of course, they have concessions and a bar that you can purchase beverages at. But it is definitely a night that you don't want to miss. And,
Yeah.
you know, if you can't go tomorrow, don't worry. They're going to be throughout the summer, Tuesday evenings.
Yeah. And the full lineup is pretty fun. You know, Donovan Frankenreiter coming next week, and then we'll have the Ghost of Paul Revere the week after that. So all the way through August 31st, plan your Tuesdays. I don't know what you're doing the rest of the week, but Tuesday, you're going to be at the Gerald R. Ford Amphitheater for Hot Summer Nights. All right, Meredith, we'll check in with you in a little bit. We're going to take it to a break. We still have Ashley down at Riverwalk, and we're going to talk about Move Chat Parent, a great event for parents and kids. And we'll give you some weather details. Stay with us.
We're for the fashion forward and budget minded. We've got the brands that set you apart, the style to make you stand out, the looks that let you shine. We are for the dreamers, the doers, and the savers. Outlets at Silverthorne. Elevate your savings. Save up to 70% on the best designer brands. Visit outlets@silverthorne.com for current sales and events.
We are back on Vail Daily Live. Joining me now, we have our producer director, Rachel. She's going to be manning the controls over here while giving me some details on some of the summer blockbusters that we're seeing back in movie theaters this year. Great to have you on today.
What's up? This is crazy on this side of the screen. I'm usually back there yelling at Trisha what to do next, but this is cool.
I know. Now we'll be yelling at you, telling you what to do next. Now, okay, so a lot of people maybe don't know that Rachel is super into films and she's a lot of experience with it. You went to school for this, right?
Well, I went to school for broadcast journalism, but I kind of was working in the industry a little bit before it was hit devastatingly by COVID. But Trisha, I'm so excited that we actually have movies back in theaters. Like they were gone for so long. The theaters were shut down, you know, for good reason, for COVID, but they're back. We got some new movies coming out. Let's see if I can pull up a schedule here of what we have over at the Riverwalk Theater.
Yeah, and I've got it right here too.
Yeah.
And we got the Capitol Theater open down in Eagle Ranch again, so we're excited about that. And you know, Peter Rabbit 2 is back. We've got Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, In the Heights, Spirit Untamed, The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, and F9, The Fast Saga. That's what you're gonna find at Capitol Theater. And pretty similar over at the Riverwalk, but they still have A Quiet Place too, which is I hear is scary. And then they've got a little kids movie camp series. They're gonna have Scooby Thursday at 11 a.m. But tell me a little bit about In the Heights.
Yes, so this was my big movie of the summer. I was so excited for this to come out. If you guys have seen the trailer for this movie, and once you see the trailer, you will want to go see it instantly. It's from Lin-Manuel Miranda, the Hamilton guy. Now, I'll tell you, before he was the Hamilton guy, Lin-Manuel Miranda had this musical on Broadway called In the Heights. Oh. It was a musical on Broadway that he produced, that he wrote the music for. That was kind of like his big break into, well, I don't know if it was his big break, but he was much more well-known before Hamilton. And now he's like making movies. It's great. But that musical won a Tony Award. So now they made a movie about it.
Okay.
In the Heights. This movie, it's super fun. It's a musical kind of in that like Hamilton style. It was also directed by John M. Chu, who directed Crazy Rich Asians. Yeah. So if you've seen that movie, just like a colorful, happy, you know, amazing movie. This one takes place in Washington Heights, which is like a neighborhood in New York in Upper Manhattan. And it kind of follows the story of this character named Usnavi. And he got his name in this sort of cute way. His father was immigrating to New York from the Dominican Republic. And as he's coming into New York, he sees a ship in the harbor that's a U.S. Navy ship. And he goes, I'm going to name my kid that. And he named him Usnavi. So that's a cute little, not really a big spoiler, but I thought that was a cute little part of the movie. But it follows this character who kind of has this dream of reopening his father's restaurant it's like a bar restaurant in the Dominican Republic. And the whole movie is about what he calls these sueñitos, which means little dreams. Okay. And the idea is like everyone has a little dream that sort of coincides with just like the day-to-day realities of life, of like having a job and, you know, providing for your family while also like trying to pursue all these little dreams.
Yeah, have a purpose.
Exactly. So I thought it was just a really cool story. The music is incredible. It's sort of that like rap show tunes that you saw in Hamilton. That's like this whole new thing. Very cool. The cast is like mostly from Broadway, so not a ton of familiar faces in the cast, but they're all super talented singers, rappers, dancers, and they're all from like Latin American descent. They're all Latinas, which was really cool for me. My background is Cuban. I'm half Cuban, and there was a whole Cuban storyline in there, and like just kind of seeing that representation on screen. It's super cool. Like, you know, the whole push for diversity in Hollywood we're starting to see that now in these like major blockbusters, which I think is so cool. Hearing all those different stories. So super cool movie. Everyone should go see it.
So In the Heights. Okay. And then the movie that you're going to see next.
Okay. I think I'm going to hit the new Conjuring movie, The Conjuring 3. Now, I am pretty into scary movies. I kind of took a break from them over COVID because I needed to like uplift myself a little bit. But no, The Conjuring 3 is out, just recently came out. And I actually got the chance to like hang out on the set of that movie when it was filming like 2 years ago in Atlanta, Georgia. So I got to see like all the sets and like everything going on there. So once you see the behind the scenes, Trish, it's not as scary anymore because it's like, oh, it's not real. But no, it should still be pretty frightening.
Okay. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, we'll have to find out after you see that one. You'll have to give us a little review and let us know. But yeah, if you want to see The Conjuring, the Capitol Theater is going to have that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 7:20 p.m. In the Heights is going to be daily at 12:30, 3:40, and 7 p.m. at Capitol Theater. And then In the Heights is also going to be over at the Riverwalk Theater. And you can find that schedule online, riverwalktheater.com. Mm-hmm. All right. Perfect. Thank you, Rachel.
You're welcome. It's cool to be here. And if anybody wants me to go see a movie, if you guys have movies, I want to see them in the chat. I see there's 22 people watching. Let's see, what are your guys' favorite movies? What have you been watching? Let's go to the movies together.
Yeah. I know, because that's one thing we missed during the pandemic. It was just not being able to see the movies.
Yeah, seriously. Okay.
All right.
Let's take it to a commercial. I can do it from here.
Look at, she can press the buttons there. All right. Okay. All right. Rachel Ladon here, our director producer with Vail Daily Live, but she's also a big movie buff. So we'll be checking in with her with some of the movies that are coming out. We're so excited to have movies back in theaters back open, putting people back to work. It's pretty amazing. We'll be right back.
Do you dream of owning land near the biggest lakes, tallest 14ers, and the best gold medal fishing in Colorado? How about right in the heart of ski country? Would it be worth a $75 raffle ticket for a chance to win it? You can own land in Twin Lakes and help St. Vincent Hospital Foundation raise funds. The drawing for this half-acre residential lot is June 24th. Buy your tickets today at coloradolandrush.com.
Welcome back to Vail Daily Live. I'm Trisha Swenson, hanging out here in the studios in Eagle Vale. Hope you all had a great Father's Day yesterday. First official day of summer. The summer solstice was yesterday as well. But Father's Day, I'm sure a lot of people were out shopping for dad, shopping for presents. And one place you may have gone is Fly Fishing Outfitters. They have been locally owned and operated and Orvis endorsed since 1992. Located right there in Avon. John Packer and their crew do a great job of getting the families out there, teaching all ages, and helping you with a Father's Day gift if your father is a fly fisherman. But according to John, he was just in here a couple days ago, and he said, the rivers are changing quite a bit. The runoff has, of course, it's peaked. So now the rivers are going to start to get a little bit more clear, although they were pretty clear considering usually they're pretty muddy and cloudy during the runoff. But they do great trips along the Colorado River, the Roaring Fork River, and of course the Eagle River right in our backyard. They can do float trips. They can do wade trips. They can get you outfitted if you just want to rent the equipment and go out on your own. But if you can go with these guys, hey, they're going to give you the tips, the tricks, and maybe secret stashes of where think they fish that are biting. Caddis Hatch has been going on. That was the big topic last week. So if you want to get out there, here's a few flies for the Eagle River. They're looking at maybe some yellow adult stoneflies and stonefly nymphs, yellow PMX, yellow stimulators, iron sallies, and golden biot stoneflies, and Pat's rubber legs. I love the names of these. Like, who comes up with these? It's kind of crazy. And then also on the Colorado River, maybe try some pale morning duns, parachute Adams, royal wolves, Frenchies, and golden stonefly nymphs, and the fly formerly known as Prince. I heard Ty Diaz mention this the other day. I thought he was joking, but it's an actual name. So the fly formerly known as Prince is what can help you catch fish on the Colorado River today. But if you want to check in with them, find out what they're doing today, where they're going, where the best fishing is, talk to the folks at Fly Fishing Outfitters. You can go to flyfishingoutfitters.net or give them a call and they can help you out today, or stop by. They're located right at the Westgate building in Avon, right on Highway 6. Just down from Highway 6, we have the lovely town of Edwards. Riverwalk is right there on the right-hand side. And we have Ashley LaFleur standing by. And Ashley, oh, it looks beautiful out there. Sun is coming up.
Better. It's so nice, Trisha. The birds are chirping. We've got just a slight breeze out here on the patio, just behind the bookworm. And I mean, how Colorado is this? You have flower baskets, blue sky, and then you have like a mommy and me bike situation here. You got the basket, you got this isn't my bike, but you got that bell on there. But what a beautiful day to take a bike ride. And we're gonna be seeing those temperatures right now, kind of climbing into the 50s. Like I said, when we first started the show, 51 degrees is where we were at. So I had my fleece on, we moved to the jean jacket. And then eventually today here in Edwards, we're gonna be seeing a high around 82 degrees, but bright sunshine all day long. So make sure to put the sunscreen on, make sure you're hydrating, especially if you're gonna be taking a bike ride. And then also just be prepared for some cooler evening temperatures. They're gonna be cooling off back down into the 50s for those overnight lows tonight. So opening the windows, hearing that cool breeze coming through. And then we'll be seeing that sunset right now, still around 8:30 p.m., even though hey, it's official, right? It's summertime. We've reached that solstice. So definitely want to soak up those long evening hours while we can. And, if you are going to be heading out for a bike ride, maybe you're going to be just enjoying some coffee on the patio, you want to look the part, head on over to the outlets at Silverthorne. They're located right at exit 205. Really easy drive, about 45 minutes really from the furthest parts of the valley to get over there. And they have fresh air styles, elevated savings, and so many different brands to choose from. So if you need to get the hardcore bike gear, you can do that. If you just need something casual, you can find that. You can also find, things that are really nice and formal. We went over there and found, my husband's shirt and tie for a wedding. So really, really great options at the outlets at Silverthorne. But Trisha, couldn't be more beautiful, right? Like,
I know. It looks good over there. And Ashley, speaking of shopping, that's one thing that Riverwalk is known for. Even when people are staying in Vail or Beaver Creek, a lot of times they'll take a little trip down to Riverwalk to go shopping. And it's really someplace you could spend quite a few hours at because they've got all the different places to buy coffee, breakfast, that sort of thing. You can have a lunch later on, but in between, a great variety of shops. What are your favorite places to go?
Oh man, well, first of all, the one right behind me, the bookworm, I'm such a giant book nerd. nerd, but I also love all their gifts. I love their coffee, their smoothies, their salads, their cashew mascarpone cheese. For those of us that cannot have dairy, this game changer. I could just I could put it like ice cream, right, and just like eat it. I wouldn't, because that's gross. Maybe I do it in private, but whatever. We don't have to talk about that. But then also just down the way, Valley Girl Boutique is another favorite of mine. They actually have Valley Girl and Ruby Jane right next to each other. And their owner is a longtime friend of mine, and they're fully family owned and operated business. And they've expanded, in the years since they started their first store in Avon, but a truly Vail Valley owned and operated business. Actually, Sandy, the owner, started that because she was a jewelry designer, and then she's like, I couldn't find anywhere like that was affordable for women to shop in the Valley, and so she came up with the name Valley Girl, specifically for the women of Vail Valley, to have somewhere that they could come and they could find those high city fashions, but not at the same prices. So anyway, that's where basically everything that I'm wearing has come from. And then, we have the Riverwalk, and then they also have like their wine and spirits.
Oh yeah. Jared and the crew. I know those guys.
Yeah, you can find so many great things. And also, I love E-Town for their deck. I like sitting out there and, having some appetizers. And then it's all right along the bike path here in Edwards, so really easy to get to. Not too long ago when I lived in Eaglevale, I would ride my bike down here and then just, do my shopping, have the day. There's, Village Market. You can pick up some groceries. Maybe your mom's sorry to tell you this, but when my brother stopped into town, he surprised my mom this weekend for her birthday. And he's like, okay, so how should I surprise her? I was like, well, first of all, you need to get her flowers, and you should go to Village Market to get them because they're gorgeous, really, really beautiful. And anyway, so that's where he stopped by to pick up some flowers before he knocked on her door and totally knocked her socks off. But yeah, you can spend a whole day here.
Yeah, you definitely could. And, speaking of E-Town, we were just there on Saturday night, and there's so many different playoff games going on right now. And the track and field Olympic trials were happening. And so we were watching that while we're eating our dinner, and we all had, different TVs to watch. And speaking of the track and field Olympic trials, there's a Battle Mountain High School student. She graduated in 2015, Val Constein. She was in the qualifiers for the 3,000 steeplechase. So it was so cool. We're watching her. This is, of course, taking place in Eugene, Oregon, and they'll have another event next week, I think, to see who actually goes to the Olympics. But it looks like she's a very good chance of going. So it'd be kind of neat to not only have all of our skiing and snowboarding Olympic athletes from the Valley, but to have Val in the mix. She's from Edwards, so that could be kind of cool.
Trisha, being the total stalker that I am on Instagram, I was noticing that just behind us here at the Riverwalk is the Mountain Recreation and Freedom Park. And Michaela Schifrin was just over there doing some sprints with her coach the other day. So speaking of Olympians that are right in this area, just her neighborhood, no big deal.
Yeah. I saw her. She was on a unicorn just a few weeks ago. Unicycle a few weeks ago. Yeah. So she's probably
she's probably really, really good at that too, right?
She's good at everything. So yeah, maybe we'll run into Michaela. I know she's been working out down at the Westin, because that's her home gym, Michaela's Corner.
Yeah, so girl works out all the time. No wonder, because she's kind of good.
All right. Well, Ashley, we need you to get to your interview. So we're going to take a break from that. Are we checking in with Meredith next? All right. Meredith, she is over in Vail. She's been hanging out by Ford Park, the Ford Amphitheater. And where are you at now?
Yes. So I walked through the garden, which is always so gorgeous. And I wanted to come check out some of the flowers over here. So I'm actually at the top of the Nature Center, where they have that glorious roof garden, and then they have a pavilion where some events can take place. But I wanted to show you this gorgeous flower. So this is our state flower.
Oh yeah, the columbine.
The columbines. And so those, hopefully people know that they are not allowed to be picked. But that is one reason why you should bring your kids down to the Betty Ford Alpine Gardens, so you can just make them a little bit more aware of the do's and don'ts of what we do out in our nature and our beautiful gardens that they really take so much care and time with here.
Yeah. Oh, and you know what? And I love that new education center. I mean, it's not super new, but pretty new where you're located, and just some great programs that they have throughout the weeks. And it looks like they're going to have a workshop on
Yes, this
Wednesday.
is so cool. So this is on Wednesday from 10:30 to 12, and it's about plants and pollinators. And I was doing a little bit more research on this, and now I want to go. Unfortunately, I won't be available, but this is where you're going to be able to find out the relationship of pollinators to plants, especially looking at the local plants that we have here. And pollinators are the animals that actually move pollen from the male species to the female species. And, so those are like bees and moths and butterflies and beetles. I mean, that is so cool. Science is so cool.
I know. Isn't it funny how, like, maybe when you were a kid and you were learning this in school, it didn't seem that interesting, but now as an adult, you're like, wow, that's fascinating. We want to be a part of it. And it's nice to have this continuing education, and it's fun and it's practical because you're right there. You see how science works.
Absolutely. Yes. And so there's a lot of reasons why you would want to be a member here at the Betty Ford Alpine Gardens, because they have, a ton of different events throughout the weeks that are free to those members. And it's also going to a good cause. This is a nonprofit. And so your money is getting put right back into these gorgeous gardens. So it makes sense to be a member. But if you're not a member, you can still participate in this workshop for $10.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
super affordable. And then they also have another event this Saturday, and you can read all about it on the arts and entertainment cover in our paper today. But there is a new book that's being released that's called On the Roof of the Rocky Mountains. And this is by Sarah Chase Shaw. And this is really going to look at the plants that are featured in the Betty Ford Alpine Gardens. So, if you are interested at our Rocky Mountain plants and flowers, this is the book that's really going to dive into all of the flowers and plants that we have. And it's going to be a pretty special event. So there'll be a book signing, and it'll be available to purchase at the gift store. So this is going to be a pretty cool event this Saturday.
I know. We were just talking about that in headlines. So, yeah, you can find out more about the Betty Ford Alpine Gardens in this new book, On the Roof of the Rocky Mountains. That's going to be an event happening on Saturday. So check it out. Pick up today's copy of today's paper, or you can go online and find it. But thank you, Meredith, for letting us know what's happening at the Betty Ford Alpine Gardens, some of their quick programs. But we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to learn about a cool event also on Wednesday. And this is for parents, kids. We're going to get you out there, get you moving. We have a fun event that helps parents connect with their kids a little bit easier, tackle some of the tough topics. For a long time, it's been called Eat, Chat, Parent. And they bring in experts and they talk about different topics. But now there's a new dimension of this program. It's called Move, Chat, Parent. And here to tell us more about it, we have Ashley standing by in the Riverwalk with Mountain Youth and some other folks. Hi, guys. How are you?
Good morning, Trisha. Yeah, I got the whole crew here. We're gonna get to everybody just kind of individually, but this is the team that's bringing this brand new event, this brand new way for parents to connect with their kids and connect with the community. And what a brilliant idea, right? But there's a lot that goes into it. We know how this works. And so come closer, Claire. We're gonna get to Christian and Kayla here in just a minute, but I want to introduce you first to Amy Baker. She works with Mountain Youth, which is the organization that has put on Eat, Chat, Parent, but then now has moved into this brand new style. So first of all, Amy, tell us a little bit about Mountain Youth just in general.
So Mountain Youth's mission is that all youth thrive. And some of the values that we hold are bridging community, inclusivity, and creating positive, trusted leadership. And so what I wanted to bring, speaking of trusted leadership, are these two amazing folks, Kayla Bettis and Christian Alvarez, into a whole family interactive experience where we're moving our bodies, we're connecting with our family, and then we're also understanding the behavioral health component, which is like why is fitness and moving our bodies together as a family so important to creating positive mental health in our valley? And so I'm a fitness enthusiast, yoga enthusiast. And so when I came to this position with the chef parent, I thought there's got to be another way under this umbrella that we can bring more information, more parenting resources and support, so that all the youth in our valley thrive. And so that's sort of the mission, is to get everyone out, gathering together and doing something really positive for themselves.
I mean, how amazing is that? And so, first of all, we'll hit this hard. When is this happening, and how do people sign up?
Sure. It happens Wednesday night, Freedom Park, Field 4, 6 p.m., and you can sign up at mountainyouth.org. And it's a headphone experience. And what that means is, I hear people saying, well, I have my own headphones, but this is totally different. So Christian and Kayla will have microphones hooked up to your headphones. You'll also have Christian's amazing playlist, which if you've ever been to his class is just out of this world, crystal clear in your ears. So you don't hear the soccer field or the kids on the playground. It's just like a really just like personal experience. And so that's why signing up is super important, because we only have so many headphones to offer. So please sign up at mountainyouth.org so you can reserve your headphones. And that's for the kids too. Everyone gets a pair.
Okay, so thank you, Amy. We're going to move on to Christian. So Christian, you just opened your very own fitness studio.
That is correct, yes.
And where do we find you?
We are at 101 Fawcett Road. I'm Suite 145. That's right by T-Mobile, Sauce on the Creek, right there, just right there across from the Walmart.
Okay, so
Yes.
you obviously have a fitness background.
That's right.
But you also can not only speak to me in English, right?
Yes.
But for anyone who's bilingual, that you're going to have it in both English and Spanish.
Yes, I'm going to be teaching the class in English and also in Spanish and Espanol. Yes.
Perfect. And so when it comes to movement for you, I mean, obviously this is a career for you. So why
Yes.
is it important for you to be part of Mountain Youth and this event?
Yes, I'm so grateful to be part of it, and to Amy for inviting me, because, you know, it's not only about fitness, it's about community. I'm all about community, and I believe that when you bring fitness and bring movement, people get together, they are excited because there's music, right? There's people around them, and also you get to share that experience with others. And moving is essential for us as humans, right? And not only physically but mentally. So when she came to me and talked me into the opportunity, I was excited to be part of it, just because I know that fitness and movement, right, goes very well with mindfulness. So yes.
Nice. Well, I'm excited to take one of your classes now.
Yes.
And now, speaking of movement, I'm going to move you
Yes.
and come over here to Kayla. So Kayla, tell us about your involvement in this program. What's your role?
Yes, well, Amy was so generous to involve Eagle Valley Behavioral Health, from the behavioral health scope on really understanding why it's so important for the community to come together, especially after restrictions are lifted. And it's a good way for families, because we're so good in this valley getting out with our families, but having an organized event that really focuses around connection, getting those endorphins shared with your family members in a very unique experience. So we're really excited to bring that to the community and be a part of helping that thrive.
And so when this event happens, again, 6 o'clock on Wednesday at Freedom Park, mountainyouth.org to get signed up. So we'll have Christian on the mic. He's going to help all of us be moving. And then you're going to have a piece in there to tell us a little bit more about the mental health.
Absolutely. And really what that does to our bodies in the moment, but also things and little tidbits to pay attention to afterwards. You know, we're moving together, we're next to our family, we're next to our loved ones, and we're really understanding that we're immersing ourselves in the beat, and we're also doing something that's very healthy for our minds and our bodies throughout. Like Christian mentioned, with mindfulness, that's such a huge part of behavioral health and overall integrated personal health, that it's really important to bring that through this event, this community.
That's amazing. Okay, we'll bring it back in here, fam. Okay, so for Amy, for Christian, and for Kayla, make sure to sign up at mountainyouth.org. And this is for families with kids 8 and up, right?
8 and up.
8 and up. So come on out. I mean, Trisha, shoot, like, I know we don't necessarily like have the young kids, but maybe we could just go. Like, we're 8 and up. We can sign up, right? Like, we need some mental health benefits too, some movement. I mean, what an amazing idea, right?
I know. Hey, I've taken classes from Christian. I would love to hear that playlist and be moving and grooving with that crew. That sounds so fun. And you know what? It's so nice because it is that organized event. Sometimes it's hard to motivate your kids. Hey, kids, let's do something with your parents. But this is going to be so fun. Everyone's going to want to join, and those family bonds that are created during these times, really have some great effects later on. So thank you guys so much for doing this. And I hope you get a great turnout.
Yeah, thank you so
Okay.
much. MountainYouth.org, 6 o'clock Wednesday night, Freedom Park. Don't miss out on this incredible crew and the benefits that you can find for you and your family. Shoot, I'll bring my mom, right? And then I'll be the kid. We find MountainYouth.org. Mom, sign up. I know you're watching.
Totally. Yeah, get your parents out there. You're never too old to dance and have fun. All right, we've got more coming up. We're going to let you know about Voting in America. The Vail Symposium is putting this on tonight. Stick around. We're going to talk to Claire Noble about this in just a few minutes. So stay tuned to Vail Daily Live.
Plastic surgery isn't just about looking good, it's about feeling good. At Mangett Plastic Surgery Institute and Skincare, from the moment you walk in the door, we want you to feel confident and empowered, while our team of specialists help you find the best version of yourself. With 2 of the nation's leading plastic surgeons right here in the mountains, we have one goal: personalized care with exceptional results. Mangett Plastic Surgery Institute and Skincare. Your beauty should be effortless.
Claire Noble joins us now from Vail Symposium. They have their summer programs in full swing. They've already had a couple of events, but they have one going on tonight, and it's a really hot topic, voting in America. And after this last election, there's a lot of questions and different, controversies surrounding it. So this is going to be something we could all benefit from learning.
The 2020 election was unprecedented in a lot of ways. Record turnout, for one thing, during a pandemic, for another. And so as a result of that, one of the things we want to know is, okay, changes were made during the election. Which ones are going to be permanent and which ones are we just not going to see anymore? For instance, Harris County in Texas, they had 24-hour voting.
Wow.
Arapahoe County had drive-through voting. And our moderator tonight is the director of elections from Arapahoe County, Peg Pearl. And I asked her about this. She says, I think we're going to keep drive-through voting.
Wow, yeah.
Because for some people, let's say you're a mom with little kids, getting them in and out of those car seats are difficult. It's a production anytime you go somewhere with kids. So to be able to drive through vote and you just leave everybody in their car seat, that's one group of people that would really benefit from that.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? It's kind of like how so many different things are happening. How we get food delivered to our house from Uber Eats. I mean, times are changing. And so it's evolving with the needs of busy Americans.
Yeah, and as Coloradans, we're really used to voting by mail. Yeah. And by the way, Peg Pearl is one of the people we have to thank for that, because she's one of the people that worked to make mail-in balloting basically the law of the land in Colorado, which is one of the reasons why we have one of the highest voter turnouts in the country. For some reason, Minnesota keeps beating us every time. I don't know what they're doing in Minnesota. And tonight, we'll also have Colorado Secretary of State Jenna Griswold as part of our panel. So it's a panel of experts to ask her, why is Minnesota beating us?
Yeah, come on, we're gonna beat Minnesota next time.
It's still really great. About 2/3 of Americans turned out last year to vote, about 66%. In Colorado, it was 76%. Minnesota, it was 80%. But, we have states that are right on our heels. Maine, Wisconsin, Oregon, all really high voter turnout states.
Yeah, and when you think about it, this is our privilege, to be able to vote, and everyone's vote counts and that sort of thing. So to learn more about this, especially after such a controversial year, and that's what's so great. You always bring such a wonderful panel. And is this going to be virtual still?
It's still going to be virtual. We had to make plans several months ago, and we weren't really sure how things were going. So we've decided to stay virtual through June. Okay. And actually on July 12th, we have our first in-person program. It's a fabulous program. We have 2 career diplomats, 2 retired ambassadors in conversation about foreign policy.
Okay.
So that's Monday, July 12th, and we'll be at the Vail Interfaith Chapel for
Oh,
that
that's
program.
amazing. And you know what? I think it's so wonderful that the Vail Symposium, you're celebrating your 50th year this
Yes,
year.
we're the second oldest nonprofit in the Valley
Oh my
behind
gosh.
Ski and Snowboard Club of Vail. And we've been around since 1971. We were actually started, we were, let's say, birthed in the town of Vail.
Yeah.
And it was a once a year thing to talk about what do we want Vail to become. And that's how ideas like the Ford Amphitheater and the free in-town bus came out of those early symposiums. But then over time it changed and it got spun off out of the town of Vail on its own. And here we are 50 years later. We do about 45 programs a year, about almost one a week.
Oh, you know what? And it's so amazing, winter and summer. And I've been to quite a few, and you just leave the room feeling smarter, more well-informed, and it's just kind of a way for the community to connect. But then the people that you draw in, I mean, we have, some of the best in their field, top talent, giving us the information straight from the horse's mouth. And this is really how we can learn and just really become a better society.
Absolutely. You know, our speakers tonight are award-winning speakers. They're not just experts in their field. Arapahoe County won a national award for their drive-through voting. Jenna Griswold, she's the youngest Secretary of State in the country. She's 36 years old. She's just really smart on elections. Katie Kelly, who's also on the panel, both she and Peg worked for the Federal Elections Commission. So they've worked at the state level, but also the federal level.
Okay. All right. So what time is it going to be tonight?
6 o'clock, from 6 until 7. And you just go to vailsymposium.org to sign up.
Okay. And what's the cost?
All of our virtual programs are still free.
Oh, wow.
And I think they'll always be free. Our in-person programs are $25.
Yeah.
They've been $25 for years. We don't really have any plans of raising that rate. Actually, if you're an Eagle County employee, like a teacher or a student, it's $10.
Okay, yeah. So this is just a wonderful way, like before dinner, maybe put it on while you're cooking things up. 6 to 7 p.m. this evening. Voting in America, very hot topic right now. And if we want to find out more about everything else coming up on the schedule, I know you have that all listed.
Vailsymposium.org.
Okay, perfect. All right, thanks so much, Claire Noble with Vail Symposium. Educate yourself, learn more about these events and just different things from the experts. And we've got an expert panel tonight. We're going to take it to a quick break. We're going to check in with Claggett Ray Gallery down in Riverwalk when we come back. And we have more from the Ford Park. We are back right here in the studio. I'm Tricia Swenson with Vail Daily Live. We've been giving the weather all the morning. If you missed it, we've got it for you again. This weather report is brought to you by Live Sotheby's International Realty. Contact one of their broker professionals to help you live the life you love. But for today, we're going to see clear skies this morning, but we could have a little bit of that haze roll through. That fire is just south of Eagle, the Sylvan Lake State Park area, burning about 180 acres, according to what we're reading in the Vail Daily today. So that's what we saw. We had some amazing sunset shots, photographs last night, but just due to that smoke that was in the air. Highs today, right around the upper 70s, so a little bit cooler than it was last week, at least for today. We'll be warmer down Valley, Edwards, Eagle, Gypsum. They'll be in the 80s today. Winds won't be quite as bad as they were yesterday. They will be out of the northwest, becoming west or southwest after this afternoon. So 5 to 15 miles per hour. And then tonight, more the same, pretty clear except for the smoke. And then for your Wednesday, mostly sunny, then a slight chance of thunderstorms, just a very slight chance. And as we go into your Thursday and Friday, a little bit more cloud cover throughout the day and about a 35 chance of showers on Thursday and maybe about a 51 50% chance of showers by Friday. We could use the rain, but in the meantime, if we don't get the rain, you can get out there and do some of the fun activities like live music and camping and different fun things like that. Go ahead and do that. But that's a look at the weather brought to you by Liv Sotheby's International Realty. And we're going to check with Meredith. Meredith, you've been busy. You've been very busy, not only with doing our morning show and running around the GoPro Mountain Games and getting that footage from Sunset Live last night, but you're putting on a film camp for young girls in the Vail Valley. Tell us about this.
Thank you so much. Yes, that is what I'm up to during the day, and it's so exciting. This is our second year with her film camp. And so this is with supported by the Youth Power 365 and the Girl Power program. And it is to empower women in film, which we need from this level, our local middle school, high school level, all the way to Hollywood. We really need to see this change. And so I think the best way to implement that is to bring opportunity. And so this year we have about actually, we have over 20 girls, and we have 2 different courses. And so the video you're looking at right now, this is the workshop course. So this is really where they're learning the fundamentals of filmmaking. And they're also empowered to really make whatever films they want. So they created 2 production teams, and they pitched their own stories. And these girls love horror. So they wanted to mostly all do horror, but then we were like, all right, let's make one of them not horror.
Wow.
But yeah, actually, so now these videos, what you're seeing are stop motion videos. And when we were learning about their experience, 3 girls were like, oh, I've done stop motion videos. And they were so creative in the pursuit of that filmmaking. So the last day I kind of leaned into their talents, and after they finished filming their short films earlier that week, I was like, all right, girls, we're going to do stop motion films. So they broke into 3 teams, and I had the 3 girls who had done that before kind of lead them through that. And so stop motion basically is where you set the camera up and you don't touch it. And you have your shot, and you're moving things minorly.
Okay, is that what they were doing? Those little M&Ms? Okay.
Yeah, so they take photos, and then they'll put all those photos together, and it actually creates a video. And it's, they can do claymations of this. They had the little M&Ms, so that one group is doing a pride video. So they have a rainbow, and then it goes into a flag, and then it says pride. I mean, for Pride Month this month, which is awesome. And then we had another group use little dolls, and they had the whole little village, and we had an idea to put a green screen down below so they can kind of change the floor in post-production. Okay. And then another story where a pencil falls in love with a marker, and the pencil family is so upset they shave it down. I mean, these girls are so creative, and so it is really incredible to see how just how smart and intuitive these middle schoolers are.
Yeah. Oh, and what a great opportunity, and what a fun thing to do too. Especially at that middle school years, you're not little, so you're not going to like the little kids camp type of thing, and you're not maybe old enough to have a job or being out in the world. You're not going to college yet, so this is such a neat thing to do. And even if you don't pursue film as a career, just to have that experience and just to realize the inner workings of how things are made helps you appreciate even watching major movies even more.
Exactly, and that's what they say a lot. Is like, I just want to know what it takes to make a film and the behind the scenes. And we watch a lot of videos of behind the scenes of bigger production sets, and we learn a lot of the terminology. And it's just a lot about teamwork, and getting them to get comfortable with storytelling. So we did an exercise where they're doing interviews in front of a camera, which is always, it can be nerve-wracking for anyone. And we're just trying to empower them to speak and storytell. And so I can really see them already starting to grow in just these few weeks. But this week we're going to be in the post-production world. So they'll be editing their films together. And then the following week, we have a more advanced course where I'm bringing in about half emerging filmmakers, I say, which is myself, and I have a director of photography, a DP coming out from Chicago, and I have a whole team coming, and this more advanced group of campers are going to join, and we're going to be producing 2 short films that are budgeted with actors, and so we're just really looking forward to everything filmmaking.
Well, it's so great. I'm glad that the Vail Youth Power 365 of the Vail Valley Foundation is helping you support this and have fun with the girls next week. All right, we're going to talk a little bit about nature. We've got some nature events happening all throughout the day. So if you have ever been over to the Vail Nature Center, and we're married at the Standing By, it's over by the Ford Amphitheater. The Gore Creek runs right through that. Across from the Ford Amphitheater is the Vail Nature Center, and they work with Walking Mountains to provide some great programs for kids, for adults, and for you early risers. We have the Early Bird Walk, and that's going to be happening today from 9 to 11. You can explore meadows and forests and riparian areas in search of the many birds who call the mountains home. You'll have an expert with you that'll share birding basics and discuss the habits important for our avian friends. Reservations are required for this, so contact the Vail Nature Center for this. Also, a wildflower walk will be going on 11:30 today till 12:30, so an hour long. So you'll be with a Vail Nature Center naturalist, and they'll take a leisurely hour-long walk that explores the vibrant and diverse flora of the woods and meadows, and reservations are required for this as well. So walkingmountains.org, you can go to the events calendar and get signed up. So those 2 are this morning and around lunchtime. And then the Beaver Pond tours, those have returned once again, and those are a lot of fun. They're held from 7 to 8:30 at night, and so they kind of do in the evening, so you can watch nature's most industrious creatures, the beavers, and what they're doing in the ponds. And this is going to be over in Vail, kind of East Vail. And they'll take you on roughly about a 2-mile walk. So make sure you're wearing good shoes to do this. And they'll give you some just really cool facts and tidbits about the beavers and what they're doing and what they're building. Like, they're so busy. Busy as beavers. There's a reason that saying has stuck around. But that's a look at a little nature activity that you can do today on your Monday. But speaking of nature and beauty and art, well, we're going to take it down to Claggett Ray Gallery, located in the Riverwalk. And there's Ashley and Bill standing by. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Look who I found. So this is Bill Ray. I mean, Trisha, you are familiar. And the Ray Claggett Gallery, this is my first time in this location. And Bill, tell us a little bit, for people that are not familiar, maybe they're watching from out of town, tell us just a little bit about the gallery and how it got started.
You know, we started in 1989 in Vail Village, partnered with the Duncan family, and we really focused on traditional American art, living painters and sculptors, men and women, from miniature to monuments, but we dealt directly with the artists. And then, as things have changed and evolved, we've gotten into some more modern things, mountain modern, and we still represent a lot of those artists that we carried in the past, but many have passed away, like Joe Beeler here. And so as we move forward, we'll continue to sell and resell. And today, you know, we now have a chance again to focus on the West. So this summer, our big show is Joe Beeler's West.
And we were kind of getting a sneak peek a little bit, Trisha, because you're just getting everything hung up and really getting the show set.
Yeah, nobody's seen this work or the collection. A few collectors, locals, have snuck in here to see what the piles are, and you're seeing the chaos. We have saddles and bison skulls and stuff everywhere, coffee and rock and roll music, and you know, we just got to get it going on. So it's not so easy to hang a show. I mean, you have to get the rhythm and flow, even if it's Western work. And Joe was part Cherokee, so he had indigenous blood, and he knew the Cherokee stomp dances and the Navajo riding songs, and he was an amazing guy. He lived to be just shy of 75, born on Christmas Day. So he was an awesome part of our life for many, many years, the founder of the Cowboy Artists of America. Just a huge force for us. He's been gone 15 years, and we've had this opportunity to put together a collection of about 75 pieces, from miniature to monuments we'll be bringing in, and focus on them. I don't think there'll ever be a show this large of his work again.
That's really exciting. This
For
is
sale.
really, this is your first show post-COVID, right?
Yeah, our first show, we moved the gallery from Vail Village to Edwards, which has been fabulous in a more contemporary space, and it's our first real event since December 2019.
Wow, and how special to be starting off with his work. And you were just explaining as we walked in, I mean, the variety of his work is really, I feel like most of the time you'll go into a gallery, maybe it's a painting, maybe, you know, like they focus on one specific area, but he has quite the variety.
Yeah, he was the real deal, and his creative truth was on his sleeve. I mean, I have photos of my daughters who are 32 and 29 now, sitting on his lap, and he's sketching a cheetah chasing a cheetah, and a cheetah chasing a unicorn, and he just could do it. And when he would travel around the world, he had a sketchbook, and he truly had a photographic memory. And although a lot of these look historic and old, Joe was at these cow camps where they still were branding and riding. His look is kind of classic masculine paint application and sculpture. But these are events that he was part of, and if it was something like this, Russell's Roost, that he wasn't part of, these are kind of outlaws in the Canyonlands. He's been to those places. So the Native American piece is all the work. He was really, it was a life he lived. I mean, he even did some nude sculptures. He did, he was formally trained in California, but he grew up in Missouri and Oklahoma, and then 50 years in Sedona.
You can tell that you have a passion for his work. And also tell us about, if people want to come in, is the gallery open? Can we come and check it out while you're still hanging things?
Yeah, the chaos of it is kind of fun to be part of. We got a lot going on. People can come in anytime. We also have clients that will schedule. The show is really July 1st through 21st. It'll go live online July 1st. That's a change in the art world also, where people can actually just click and pay online. But for us, we love the relationships, so people can come in, have a glass of wine after hours, and just enjoy the world of Joe Beeler. And that's anytime. So we actually have a few already booked through that 3-week period where families will come in and just have the gallery to themselves for an hour to enjoy it.
So if they wanted to make that appointment, how could they do that?
They just call the gallery and talk to anyone here. My wife Maggie and I and Pat and Lauren have been all working together for a long time, and so everyone's here to help. And we even have some wooden puzzles we made ordered that have Joe's images, so it's kind of fun.
Oh wow! Yeah. And speaking of fun too, Tricia, this location is prime when it comes to being in Edwards. And so actually, Claire, I'm gonna have you cruise around. Let's turn around actually, so people how we're getting the show all set up. Show them the space. Bill and I are gonna the chaos, as Bill calls it. I don't know that this is chaos. And then we're gonna walk outside. I just want to show you exactly where we are. So come with me. You will not miss this. So I spent a lot of time here in the Riverwalk, and as soon as they put this sculpture outside, I was like, what is that? But look at this. Okay, so we have Starbucks right here, and then you see this sculpture. You can't miss that. Somebody doing a handstand, and Bill really quickly to close out the show.
My sister is Jane Dedecker, and she's my sister-in-law. She did the handstand piece. She's been a sculptor for 30 years, and she's going to be creating the National Women's Monument in Washington, D.C. So great honor. My wife Maggie ran her world for 25 years.
Talk about a creative family, right, Tricia? Could you imagine? Oh my gosh, what an experience to come and enjoy right here at Edwards, again, just right next to Starbucks. You cannot miss it. Tricia, I challenge you.
I know. I know. I just want to go in there and talk about. I'm having trouble hearing you. Oh, wow. I can't imagine doing that. That's so cool. All right. I just want to go down there and hang out and hear the stories.
Yeah, stories are so good.
Oops, look like we lost connection.
So, Ray Claggett Gallery, come on in. We're gonna head back inside so you can see more of the gallery. We can hang out on the Wi-Fi, but stop on in. Clearly, a wealth of information, a lot of fun, and what a great way to fill your home with not only stories, but something that it's going to be something you can pass down for generations to come.
Yeah, Ashley, I saw some saddles there too.
Yeah, super.
They've got some saddles.
There.
Yeah,
Come on in.
this is going to feel like the real West. I mean, we will deck it out, and we'll have something for everyone to enjoy. If you really want to feel Western in the Vail Valley, this will be it.
Right. I mean, can we just leave you also with this skull? Check out this bad boy, Bill. I mean, my goodness. Where is that, a dinosaur? What is that?
Well, that's a huge bison skull from, it was sold by the Park Service. It was naturally dyed in Yellowstone, and then they sell off some of the things, and so we ended up buying it from auction, but it's pretty cool.
It's all really cool. So,
Oh, it's so neat. Well, I love it. Bill doing a great job of, keeping the spirit of Joe Baylor alive, and just amazing 60 different works. This will be on display from July 1st through July 21st. So stop in and just enjoy this spirit of Western art. Thank you so much for coming on this morning, Bill. We appreciate it. Okay. All right. We're going to check in with some user content. Do you have some cool photos from last night's sunset? I know there were some pretty amazing pictures, kind of melancholy though, because the reason we're getting those really cool colors was because of the smoke burning about 180 acres up by Sylvan Lake. South of Vail. So here's some footage that was sent in from one of our viewers. This was looking at a helicopter, and they do plan to have air support helping the firefighters attack the flames and working on this more today. This is from Jake Roach. Thank you, Jake, for sending that in. But send in your content. We'd love to find out more about what you're doing, what you're seeing out there, whether it is kind of a breaking news type of thing or even just something fun with your family. On our Instagram, you can always tag us, Vail Daily Live on Instagram, and we'll check out your photos there. Or you could submit your videos by going to Vail Daily Live /submit. And we're looking for videos anywhere from a minute or less, maybe something with unlicensed music. If it has music that we don't have the rights to, or we can't play it, but kind of fun to look and see what's going on and what's happening. Oh, there we've got the burners are back. All right, these are the burner babes of Vail. Looks like they're out by some tennis courts, enjoying the afternoon. I bet it's been hot for those doggies, hot during the day for the dogs. They probably took a little dip in the creek after this photo. But also just different ways to get involved. Let us know what you're doing. We'd love to see your pets, your kids, your great sunset shots, or even mushroom cloud shots like we saw a week ago last Monday night. So that's a look at, look at this one. Wow. So this is from, who's this one? Adventure Photo, Sylvan Lake State Park, Colorado. That's what it looked like. Wow. Crazy pictures. We'll probably see a little bit of that today. Probably see a little of that smoky haze in the sky. We want to have our crystal clear blue skies today. We had it this morning, but it could change by this afternoon. That's a beautiful flower photo. Look at that. Okay. Rainbows and flowers and sunshine. Oh my. Yeah. Awesome. So thanks for submitting these. And we'd love to see what you have. Also want to hear what you're thinking, what you're doing. You can always participate with us in our chat feature during our live show, which happens between 7 and 8:30 Mountain Standard Time every single day. We're going to take it to a quick break, and when we come back, we'll give you a few more details on what you can do for your Monday.
We're for the fashion forward and budget minded. We've got the brands that set you apart, the style to make you stand out, the looks that let you shine. We are for the dreamers, the doers, and the savers. Outlets at Silverthorne. Elevate your savings. Save up to 70% on the best designer brands. Visit outlets@silverthorne.com for current sales and events.
All right, you're going to need some shades today. We're going to have plenty of sunshine for today and the next couple of days, although there might be a little bit of that patchy smoke that I mentioned earlier in the weather reports. But Liz of the Day brought to you by Eyepieces of Vail, the art division. If you're looking for sunglasses, they pretty much have any kind of brand for any of your activities, or if you just want to look cool on a nice patio, listening to some live music later on, there you're going to be able to find a pair for you. Now, these are Costa. Costa was at the GoPro Pearl Mountain Games. That's when I first got introduced to Costa, when they were Costa Del Mar. They've been around for about 40 years. They were started by fishermen who were thinking, we need a good lens for out in the lakes, out in the oceans. And everything made by Costa has polarized lenses. So that's nice. And also, all styles are available with prescription and with the Costa authentic lenses. So you're getting something good. And also, you got to think about the altitude and the sun rays that we get up here. It's really good to protect your eyes, invest in your eyes, especially if you're outside a lot. This is the Blackfin, and it's ideal for bright conditions, and it's a more sports-specific frame because it does have that wrap. So once again, plenty of styles for you to choose from. Don't forget to always put your lenses in their protective case. These cost a pretty pennies. You want to make sure that you save on your investment. All right, looking at the weather today, and we're going to let you know what's happening with different things going on this week. We're going to see clear skies once again, pretty clear, except for the patchy smoke that could be coming through. So that's just something we want you to keep in mind. And this weather is brought to you by the Possibilities in Avon, a weekly art expo. Discover your next masterpiece. You can learn more by going to avonpossibilities.com. Sunny skies, highs in the upper 70s, up valley, a little bit warmer down valley, and winds not nearly as strong as they were yesterday, maybe just 5 to 15 miles per hour, not gusting to 30 miles per hour like we saw on your Father's Day. But the next couple of days, we'll see increased temperatures tomorrow, and we'll see a chance of showers by about the end of the week. It's hard to predict more than a couple days out the weather in the Rocky Mountains. You just never know. But as of right now, they're calling for a chance of showers by maybe Friday. So we could use the moisture, especially with the fire danger that we have and the stage 1 fire restrictions that are out there. All right, if you're looking for a fun little appetizer to bring to maybe the Hot Summer Nights concert tomorrow, or different things that we're doing, here we've got sweet pea and hummus for you. We're going to put a spin on classic hummus. Joining me now, we have Allie Stevens. She's with Season to Taste. And instead of the regular ingredients, we're going to go with a lot of green ingredients. Tell us about this and how you're switching it up.
Right. It's just nice and fresh. It gets away from the beans and the tahini, so it keeps it light and fresh, and you can use all the beautiful bounty of herbs and fresh vegetables that are coming out right now.
Okay. What's interesting is we're using peas then kind of instead of the garbanzo bean.
Exactly. So peas and the arugula, and then some beautiful, nice, fresh herbs. These all came from my garden. So we've got an array of different herbs that we'll put in there today. And then miso paste instead of your tahini, and a little bit of olive oil just to bind it together.
Okay, perfect. All right. And what about the peas? Do we have to have those from the garden, or
so you can hold them all, or you can just get frozen peas. They're picked and frozen right at their peak, so they're delicious and fresh.
All right.
So we'll start with just our peas, about 8 ounces of peas, and then a couple handfuls of arugula. This just brings a nice peppery, bright flavor. And then the herbs today, we have some parsley, tarragon, mint, basil, oregano, whatever you have, anything that you particularly like, add it in there.
Kind of like everything but the kitchen sink. We're all putting it in there.
And then our miso, it's a soybean paste, so just a couple ounces of that. Okay. And then some olive oil, a couple tablespoons. Just bind that together. And then a pinch of salt.
Okay.
And then a little secret ingredient is a pat of butter.
Oh.
This is used to keep it nice and green. So it's not necessarily adding much flavor, but it keeps the greenness of all of the vegetables.
Yeah, you go to all this hard work, you don't want to just start looking
just
not as desirable.
It falls flat. So the pat of butter, and then some lemon zest.
Okay. Yeah, and that really adds to the fresh
right.
flavor too.
So you'll just throw that in there. Yes, nice and bright, and some fresh squeezed lemon juice.
All right. There we go.
All right.
Okay. And then, and then you want to probably use a food processor just to really get it.
Right. So you just throw it in there, and it'll Mix it up however much you'd like. If you like it chunky, if you want it a little bit smoother, then do as you please.
Okay, there we go.
All right. And there you have it. So you have this nice, beautiful, fresh, green hummus. And so we have a couple things we can do here with it. We have just your typical crudité. You can serve just with some nice cut vegetables.
Yeah, so the classic hummus and veggies.
And then maybe a little bruschetta. This is a nice grilled naan.
Oh, awesome.
And then also, a different idea to try is a beautiful ravioli or pasta.
Wow, I've never thought about using that.
Just put this over here and you'll have nice, fresh. The only thing else that was on here so far was a little olive oil.
Okay.
And then you can top it all with, again, just some fresh herbs to brighten everything up. Maybe some fresh radish.
If you're kind of tired of your normal hummus routine, try this out. This is awesome.
It's beautiful and fresh. So
okay,
enjoy.
All right, thanks for sharing your bountiful garden with us today.
Of course.
Okay, thanks. I don't know about you, but I'm getting hungry. And that's such a cool, fresh, different way to have your hummus. And once again, we've got all sorts of great things going on with area picnics. So whether you're going to go to the Hot Summer Nights tomorrow, or you're going to go to Avon Live on Wednesday, or if you're going to go to Bravo on Thursday. Meredith has our weather. She's been standing by over by Ford Park, where all those events will be taking, or two of the events will be taking, not the Avon one. But what's the weather looking like? That's a beautiful bridge. I love where you're standing.
I know, it's one of my favorite bridges. I will say I've had one kiss under this bridge.
Well, that's one more than
romantic.
me. It is. And people think, oh, is she at the covered bridge on Bridge Street? But you're not. We have two covered bridges.
Yes, we do. And this one sometimes gets a little less traffic, but we have some morning joggers. Yeah, come on by. You can take the bridge. Yes. We have some people on the walks with coffee and, oh yeah, no, totally walk. Sorry. I know I'm kind of taking over the bridge right now, but it is shaping up to be a gorgeous day. Earlier when we started the show, I had my pea coat on, but it is taken off now. So we're about at 54 degrees here, but it's obviously a lot warmer in the sun. And we're going to be getting up to about 77 degrees today. So we're going to have plenty of sunshine. We have a bit of wind, but not as windy as yesterday, hopefully. And again, we have a little bit of smoke in the air from a fire that is down valley in Eagle today. But it should be a great day to go out and do your run, get on the walk by the river. So yes, so we are grateful to Carrots of Vail, who's bringing us this weather report, and they are creating heirlooms since 1970. And Trish, I have to say, I am so excited because I'm going to close out the show with two of my best friends that drove into Vail. So they're on their way back to LA, and they were driving from Chicago, and they were on my Instagram like, should we stop? And I was like, you have to get off the I-70 right now. Close out the morning show with me. So this is Brad. Brad and Dan, and we went to school together, and we are fellow artists. I mean, we went to Utah last year and did like an artist retreat where we painted and read. I mean, these boys are so talented in acting, singing, art, anything they do. So,
could they do a couple moves for us? A little dance?
Yeah. What kind of moves? Yeah.
All right. Perfect. Okay. Well, you guys have a safe drive back to LA, and that's so cool. You better take Meredith out for coffee or lunch or something before you go.
Absolutely. I'll take them out to coffee.
Okay, that sounds awesome. All right, and then Ashley is standing by down in Riverwalk, and she's still at the Claggett Ray Gallery. Hey, Ashley. Hey, Bill.
Sorry, there's so much to explore in here, and I'm getting all the backers from Bill and find out about all the artists. I mean, there's so many cool things, you know, that you're going to discover in this gallery. I mean, scenes from New York.
Giant cows
painted by an 85-year-old artist from Boulder. I mean, amazing. Anyway, so shoot, you got to come down here if you haven't been down here before. But I'm looking forward to spending more time in this place.
Yeah, and congrats, Bill, on moving the gallery down to Riverwalk. I know you were a staple on the art scene in the gallery when it was in Vail.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we love all the galleries in town, and although things have changed and the pressures, you wouldn't have moved down here 20, 25 years ago, but today it really made sense, and we're really happy to be here. And we miss our business friends in the village, but have a lot of new friends down here, so it's fun.
Yeah, it definitely is. And Riverwalk, such a great place. Ashley and I were just talking about how much we love just shopping and spending the day there. And you really can just spend hours and hours, going from breakfast and then shopping and then lunch and then shopping and then dinner and a movie. So it's a lot of people down there.
Yeah, definitely. And then wine and then art and then more stories with Bill.
Coffee
Like seriously,
door.
I just want to hang out and have a glass of wine and just ask him 7,000 questions because already I've learned his dad was an artist. He's got some of his dad's work in here. I mean, his sister-in-law's incredible. There's so much to explore. So if you haven't been in yet, what time do you open the gallery?
We're open 9:30 to 5, typically, 7 days a week. In the off season, we're closed on the weekends, but now we're, kind of rocking and rolling. And it seems like, that works well. We don't need to be open late, but for any private events, people can book to just come in after hours and we'll meet them here.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah, have a little private event and then you can really chat with Bill and get some stories. All right, well, perfect. Thanks, Ashley, for stopping into Claggett Rail Gallery today. And thank you for watching our Vail Daily Live show. And we will see you tomorrow.